Vegan with a Cat. Today I'm going to show you another nice staple food, and it is eggplant chip. So I will make a marinade, and I will put these eggplants, slices, into my marinade for a night, and then I will dehydrate them until they are very crispy and thin, like real crackers or chips, you will see. It is most delicious, and we all know about the great benefits of the eggplant. It's a wonderful plant, and it's almost like it's better than meat from animals, and it's very comparable with that from the structure. Very healthy, much more healthy, of course. And but first, I will introduce to my system how I put my spices into little brown containers, because I was looking for a way to store my spices for long. I have to say, for years. I didn't know what to do. I went to a specialist and asked, and he said, take the brown glasses, and they are only €2 each. Wow, €2 each. But I need 50 or 60 different spices, so regularly. So that was so expensive for me. So I didn't know what to do. I thought, I tried a lot of different glasses. I didn't really like them. And then in the internet, I found a drugstore. The guys who deal with medication. They are called drugstore in the States. They have a different name in Germany. They sell them in bulk, these brown glasses, and if you take 50 or so, they only are 50 cents or 60 cents or so each. So you have a good deal. The best ones you can get, they are violet, dark blue. They are really far more expensive, because this violet color, that has a property to keep up the light. The light is what would destroy the flavor of the little guys here, spices. And today I need a special spice you don't find in Germany in the shops usually. I got one in all the health food shops where I usually get my spices, and it didn't happen. So I had the idea to go to a shop that is specialized in spices. Can you believe? In the kitchen. And if you want to live in a big city, you probably will find somebody who likes cooking and is there and has his own shop and has these special offers, and you make their spices themselves. I found one of these guys around the corner, and he gave me this smoked paprika, and there are different flavors of the smoked paprika. It's a very special taste. In America, it's well known. In Germany, nobody knows it, seemingly. Of course, this guy did. It's coming from Spain, and it's called pimento. Pimento and della vera dulce e della vera picante. And for my marinade, for the eggplants, I choose a piquant version. And I show you how I put my spice, which I bought in this little plastic bag, into my glass. Because if they are in this plastic bag, the little animals, they would like, the flies, they would bite their way through the plastic, and then, see, I form a little hole with my fingers around the opening, and then I can pour it through, and almost nothing gets lost. Yeah, pretty much nothing. Nothing at all. I don't like it. Yeah, these animals, they bite through the plastic. You can do whatever you want, they always succeed. And then they lay their eggs into the spices or whatever you have. Cereals, they like spice, whatever. And they lay their eggs, and then the eggs will develop into little worms, and the worms into flies, and you open your spice bag, or they open it themselves from inside. You have always everywhere you have these little flies around. I don't mind these flies, but they shouldn't stay in my spices, but I can't eat them anymore. So I always catch them. I used to catch them with my hand, very gentle, not to hurt them, and brought them out into the garden. They can fly. So the guy, you cannot stay here, please but stay in the garden. You tell your friends too, I always told them, you know, try to motivation. And but then I found these glass containers. A friend told me, if you have a glass container with a firm metal lid, like this one is, metal lid, then they can find their way in. So since I have these glass containers for all my cereals and everything, flour and spices, no more flies around here. So yeah, I succeeded with that. Now I told you this story. That's a practical story, and I only need 4 ingredients for a marinade. It's this smoked paprika or pimenton, and I take some cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is very sharp, hot, and some date mousse, prepared here date mousse, and some olive oil. For the marinade I take sometimes. I put 20 dates in here, a little bit of water in my blender, and I will quickly make it a mousse. Soaking for a while. It didn't take me a long time to blend them into a mousse. See, part of the mousse will go into a little glass container. See, a little metal lid, of course. And I can keep it in the fridge for some days. And the rest will stay in my blender, maybe a quarter cup, yeah, fridge. Together with the spices, my pimenton, maybe a teaspoon. Marinades can be spiced and seasoned strongly, because intense, because they only touch the vegetables and then it will go away. So half teaspoon of cayenne pepper. This is a very strong taste, very hot cayenne. Half teaspoon only. Cayenne and olive oil. Just a quarter cup, just a little bit, don't need too much. And a little bit of water to make it more runny. So it can cover the eggplant a better way. So one more short blend. Try, I want to taste it, to make sure I like it. Oh, wow. Gentle, creamy, sweet too. Perfect marinade. Yeah. Can sit for a while. I made it before I worked on the eggplant. Because then the eggplant doesn't need to wait too long, because quickly get brown, these eggplants. I cut the little green top off. So I'll make two, but I only show you one because the second you can imagine. So I peel it with my peeler. Very easy, this thing, you see. They're very handy, these peelers. Vegetable peelers. I mean, usually I eat the peel of the eggplant. It's wonderful. But for the crackers, you know, if you leave the peel around them, then they will have a completely out of shape after the dehydration. So they have a different texture, completely different than the inside, as they won't work with dehydration. And you want to have these crackers, these chips, with a nice dip. And so they should be handy and practical. So this is my eggplant peeled, and I have a mandolin. You see, that is a very useful kitchen tool. It is inexpensive. You can have so many different brands, and you'll find a good one. If you look a little bit around, in different countries there are different ones. They are favorite. Very, very good are the from Asia. There are some guys from Vietnam. They have great knives too. They are cut. They are shaped in a certain form, similar to this mandolin. And you just need this knife, and they do anything with it. But yeah, you can have many ways to cut slices into eggplants. But you have to know the mandolin. This is blades here are pretty sharp, so you better use something for your hands to be sure. There is a little tool to help the last piece of the fruit, of the veggie. But if you go very slowly, and in case of the eggplant you have to go slowly anyway, you don't have that much to do, there's a little. If you have a big quantity, you go fast, and then you cut your finger very quickly, and you have to be very careful. But with the eggplant it is very easy. I just go this way, can even put it on the cutting board, like this, go through it. And never put your fingers close to the blades. Your fingers don't like the blades at all. See? This is the shape of the eggplant slices. Nice. That works with this peeler, or with this mandolin. Sometimes I have to open it a little bit more. There's a little screw I can open here and close it, make it smaller and bigger. And then I continue on the other side. Better you have a firm ground. I don't keep it in my hand because then it's shaky. This way you control the whole process a lot better. Now we come to the end of the whole thing, and it is getting a little bit dangerous, so I'll be very careful. And I take my little instrument, put it on top, and work a little bit with this one. This doesn't work, so I have to be now extremely careful with the last slices. Very slowly, not fast. This is a bit thick. Turn it around, try it again, the other side. I will leave it like this, or maybe I peel it with my hand to be sure not to cut me with the blades there. Yeah, I cut with my blade, my knife. Better make sure you don't hurt yourself. So these one will go in there. I come back and I'm all layered them there, so all fit in nicely. And now come my marinade. Now marinating these veggies is not only good for the taste, it would also change the structure of some veggies, especially eggplant. No, you wouldn't like to bite into a raw eggplant. That is a strange feeling. It isn't tasty. That is true for other veggies too. So now it can marinate and soak. It will all soak all through, and I will keep for a night or 10 hours or so. And if I have a chance, I will stir them around so everything will be evenly covered with marinade. And then I'll come back to you, and I will show you how I put it on into my dehydrator. I'll cover it with foil. Make sure they can rest. See you very soon. Well, here my eggplant chips have been marinated. Yeah, about 12 hours or so. And you see they have a nice different texture now. I show you the eggplants in the marinade. See? Now I already began to put them on the dehydrator sheet. I will finish this first sheet so you can see a little bit, have an impression. You can put them pretty close to each other. They take a lot of space. They are large slices. And I will have to use, I guess, 4 trays. I have some thicker slices, and some thinner ones. So I will see which one will become more interesting, or if there's a difference at all. They have to be thinner or a little bit thicker. So maybe one more will fit, because there will be some a little bit smaller. After dehydration, they will be very small and very crispy. So I can put them a little bit closer. So this is the first tray for you to see. And then I will show you the result. So, well, my eggplant crackers have to be turned around. So, I'll show you the first tray. Remember, they filled all the field. Now they are smaller and very thin, you see, like this. Nice. I will turn them around and put them on this kind of mesh dehydrator sheet. I can easier dehydrate. So just change them, turn them around and put them here. And then the dehydration process will finish very soon. And they will be crisp and very thin, as you see, and super delicious. And next time I will show you how they are when they are finished and how crunchy they are. And you almost have an idea how delicious they might be. So then they go back into the dehydrator for maybe a couple of hours, maybe 6-7 more hours. And then I'll show you the result. I did not promise you too much, because these eggplant chips are really nice now, crispy. See? Can you hear how thin they are? Wafer thin, super crispy, and super yummy too. I like the color they have. These ones compete with every snack, can compete with every snack, cooked, uncooked, whatever. And you go to the Italians restaurants and they have this wonderful antipasti. I will tell you, these kind of antipasti or crackers, they can compete. No problem. Eggplants are wonderful. A wonderful snack. These chips are perfect with my cumin dip. I found online the recipe and changed it a little bit. And it's basically of cashews, cucumbers, and cumin. And yeah, it's you can imagine with these crispy eggplant chips, this will be fantastic to enjoy. Yeah, I put them in a sealed container here, and then they will remain crispy till months. Eggplants, you can also marinate them for 3 months, 2 or 3 months. You cut them in thicker slices, and then you get these kind of antipasti more. Like the Italians do that, so perfectly. But if you marinate them without cooking them or frying them, you have a lot achieved, because the oil you heat frying them, that will give you a lot of pain, trouble, your liver, and all the system is suffering from that. So I try to avoid heating oil. It could be coconut oil, maybe. That is a little bit better, easier, but only sometimes for some fancy experience, food experience, I would do that. Usually I like my food, my oil, in very small quantities and not heated at all. So here we go. See, a big container. Wow, super delicious. Ready to go.